minutes, so he had plenty of patience. He sounded like he was like walking around his house or something while we were talking to him. It was very amusing.
Yeah, he was definitely smoking.
Yeah, he was doing something, that's for sure. Let's take a phone call. We haven't done that tonight.
Might as well.
Let's go out to the 310 to stay in the Eddie Money mood. What's shaking out there, the 310? Who we got? 310?
Maybe just listening.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. What's your name?
Hello?
Nah, they're just listening, Ty, but it's good.
You there? I'll put him back. I'll put him back on hold. Maybe they can call back with a better connection.
I think that it's a bunch of guys having a party and listening, to be honest with you. I heard people talking.
Oh, that'd be cool if they were. It's been a fun show. Irv with great insight about the movies, too. And I couldn't, I really couldn't agree with him more about the whole texting and playing on your iPad and all of that during a movie or before a movie. What I don't understand...
Can I tell you a secret, Ty?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't want you to tell anybody. Between you and I. All right?
Okay. I'm all ears.
I was the guy texting.
Oh.
To that movie. It was during the previews.
I see.
All right, and the lady tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Put that away or get out." And she said, "It's really distracting me." I turned around and I said, "It's the preview." She said, "You're distracting me." I said, "The way you're smacking your popcorn is distracting me." And then I shut my phone off, and I couldn't watch the rest of the movie. I will never do that again.
Oh.
That's why I asked him. But she was chomping on that popcorn. She stopped smacking after I said that. So we both obliged one another. I'm not one to text during a movie. I'll never take a call. But if the phone rings and I have to, it's work, I'll go out to the hall. But it was the previews, in all fairness. And there are commercials now in the previews.
That's true, and that's the worst, by the way. You spend, I don't know what the movies cost in Scranton, but here in Tacoma, it's like $12 now to go to a film. So the last thing I want to be is inundated with commercials after dropping. Michelle and I go to a movie, that's $30-some, man.
Yeah, I was balancing my checkbook after it was my mother's birthday last week. We went to see The Butler. It wasn't that film that I was texting during, but I was like entering them into my QuickBooks and my transactions between the movie and popcorn and a soda. It was like $28 for two of us.
Unbelievable. Absolutely.
No, it was more. Wait a minute. It was a matinee. Yes, it was a matinee. It was $28.
That's just nuts.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. I mean, I understand why people watch movies at home, but for a movie like I was telling Irv this, and you heard me too, watching The Conjuring, part of it was just the theater experience, watching this film, watching other people scream and jump, just made the film so much more enjoyable.
I agree, yeah. And it was the same, like I said, for The Butler. The reactions in the opposite way were great. It was like old school. Like I remember going to see Star Wars, I mean the real Star Wars, originals, or Indiana Jones, and like that opening scene would start and people in the theaters would clap.
Yes, they would. And I went to a theater at one time that had these velvet curtains that opened.
You know what? The Gateway Theater in Edwardsville, Pennsylvania, it was only torn down about 5 or 6 years ago. In between shifts at my restaurant, so if I was having a very stressful day and I was cooking morning and dinner or whatever, I'd go by myself to see a movie. They still had ashtrays in the arms and the curtains opened up.
And I bet the ushers had tuxedos on, and
no, it
wasn't.
It was long enough for the place looked like it did in 1950, and so did the guys that were working in there. They looked like they'd been there since
they'd been there a while.
The same clothes, but it was great. It was a convenient theater. It was small. Your feet stuck to the floor when you walked out.
Oh yeah.
And, it had that old school vibe to it.
Let's take one call, just one call, okay, Nick, before we wrap things up.
Mm-hmm.
And I even have music for our last call.
Ooh.
Tell me what you think. You picked this music, actually. You sent me this audio clip at one time, so I thought This music is so appropriate for the last call of the evening. What do you think of it?
What clip is this? It sounds like a striptease. What is this? Was I drunk?
Yeah, you must have been, but this is what you sent to me. You thought, oh, this would be a great way to end the show. So I just wanted to put it in the audio clips for us. So that's our last call music, and with that, we go to our last call of the evening on Beats and Eats. Mad Dog, keep it brief, my friend.
Man.
All right. Yeah, I just got out of an establishment or was just there, just hanging out. Just what are you guys been talking about? I should know this. I just got out.
Hour and a half. Too much to cover. I'll tell you what, though, Mad Dog, you're gonna want to. We're gonna give you 2 or 3 minutes to chat, and then we're gonna get to our last topic of the evening, and you're definitely gonna want to stick around because it's. Should we tell him, Ty?
Sure. Go ahead.
We might. Should we let him give his?
Yeah. Fire away, Mad Dog.
All right. Our last topic of the evening, and we're gonna give you 2 minutes to give your top 5 all-time frontmen in rock and roll.
Oh, frontman. Oh, this one is as far as the okay, that's tough. All time as far as frontmen of bands, as far as talent goes.
You're talking about everything. Wait, Mad Dog. Everything from showmanship, talent, singing ability, everything.
Okay.
Writing.
All right. I'm going to start off. I am going to start off with a guy in the 80s. A guy who I think is very underrated. You could say what you want about the band, because I don't think the band was, but he was extremely talented. I'm going to go with Sebastian Bach. I've always loved to see. Scotty says that he's more talented than Axl Rose, which he's not, but that's what Scotty says. And Joe Elliott. But that's typical Scotty. My mind's drawing a blank right now. But the top 3 are obvious. I'm going to go with Axl at 4 because I think that there were as far as Axl goes. I mean everything that he's saying was when he was pissed off. You listen to anything with GNR, he had that to him, but I got to put him at 4. I can't put him in the top 3 because my number 1 is who he's a wannabe. So I'm going to put him at 4. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with Mick Jagger at 3.
All right. Okay.
Because we obviously know how great the band, the Rolling Stones were, and
greatest act on earth.
And we obviously know that.
Mad Dog, a little bit too much Red Bull tonight.
Yeah, well, I will tell you. No, I'm trying to see because this list is so hard to come up with right now.
But Ty, he's still only at the minute and 30-second mark. He's got 30 more seconds.
Okay. All right, I'll put Don Henley at 2 because I just think that the Eagles
good choice.
Were great. But at number 1, Axl Rose wanted to be him, could never really be him. Because I will say it right now, GNR was all about Slash. It was not about Axl Rose, and we see that now with Axl Rose and without Slash and that's why Axl is so mad at him. But Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin is my number 1 of all time, and I will leave you guys with this piece of advice. Never do a power hour with Angry Orchard. I went out last Wednesday with one of my buddies and with actually 2 of my buddies and he drove on the way back, and me and one of my buddies, me and her did a power hour the entire way back, but it was finished a beer in 10 minutes, and and we were going like 5 minutes each beer and just doing it. But never do it with anything with high sugar intake. It was the worst night of my life. I swear it was very rough. And by the way, Nick, just quick, I saw Blue Label the other day, and I thought of you. And visit Monk's the next time that you're in Philadelphia.
Either you tweeted or Facebooked me that. Yep.
So guys, have a great night. I'm looking forward to your top 5 frontman.
Sounds good, Mad Dog. And Ty,
all right, peace.
Ty, peace out, Mad Dog. Ty, he kept it to just over 2 minutes.
I had my cursor over the mute button. I was ready to go. We needed like a blow-up button just specifically for him.
We need the gong from the gong.
That's a great idea. I will look for that. No. But they were decent. The Don Henley
shocked me, yeah.
The only thing about Don Henley, he played drums, right? So hard to have him as a front man.
Did he play piano?
Yeah, I think so, too. And then it would be like Phil Collins, played drums for Genesis. So I don't really think...
And then you get Phil Collins out behind the drum set when he was more solo.
Yeah.
And he was just so awkward, not behind the drums.
Just goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah, you're right, goofy. But I never thought we'd mention Sebastian Bach in the same breath as Mick Jagger. I'm sorry.
I love the story. Scotty says Sebastian Bach is more talented than Axl Rose. You know Scotty's saying that to torture.
On purpose, right.
Torture Mad Dog. And Mad Dog is tortured by it.
Oh, yeah. Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach, that's great. Who's your top 5, Ty? Should we go one by one or just rattle up?
Sure. And I won't
so
dwell on them.
You give me your 5th first, and I'll give you my 5th.
Okay, 5, I'm pandering. Freddie Mercury is my 5th.
Wow, he's back far in the list.
Well, he's in good company, my friend.
Interesting. My number 5, and I do have honorable mentions, too, and we could tell our honorable mentions if we want to, but not describe why, because that'll take too long.
Oh, yeah.
So my 5th would be Robert Plant.
Really? That low?
And I'll tell you why. I think Plant, amazing order of Jimmy Page's songs. I mean, the voice was incredible. I think his on-stage presence was great. But Ty, to be honest with you, I'm too young, and they have not put out enough live DVDs for me to take.
I understand. Right, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You haven't seen their work, is what you.
And I'm a huge Zeppelin fan.
Yeah.
I could name every song and probably all the words in them, and I could imagine how great he must. But he's not that good now on stage. He's great voice.
Right. He's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still very good. Still very good.
Still very good. He's my number 5.
I'm going to ask you a question here, Nick, and we're trying to get off the air, but we just got a caller in the queue. Why are they waiting to the last minute? They could have called much earlier. Should we take them, even though we're in the middle of our countdown?
Well, maybe we can ask them their top 5 quickly if they want.
All right. It's a Skype call, too, which this has me curious. Mm-hmm. Skype call. You're on the air with Ty Ray, Nick Gelso, Beats and Eats. What's going on?
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. I have a question.
Yes.
I'm very sorry. This is not on the topic of music, and I apologize, but I don't listen to top 40.
I hear great music in the background.
Oh, sorry. Let me turn that down.
No, it's wonderful. Leave it on. It's adding to the call.
I apologize.
Yes.
I know that.
No, it's wonderful.
I'll turn the cassette there back up. All right.
Yes.
All right. Now, I enjoy your show, and I have a question. What was up with the Wizard of Oz movie? It was dreadful.
The Wizard of Oz, an American classic, was dreadful.
No, the new one.
The new one. The sequel, not one. That. No. I saw the original in India when I was a child. Beautiful movie. It even translates well to other cultures. No, I'm talking about that horrible piece of Dushma that James Franco did. Terrible.
And James Franco is a tremendous actor, but that movie was horrid.
I didn't see that, Nick.
All copies should be rounded up and...
Was it really that bad?
Yes. There was
bad.
No music. How can you do a prequel and have no music?
Honestly, what was the name of it?
Scary Return to Oz, not Return to Oz. This was, what did The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the prequel.
Right.